Hello everyone and welcome back to Lotus Studios. My name is Sacred Lotus. Here again with another art video for you, so just sit back, relax and enjoy the fun. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big beefy man with hardly any neck, although he had a very large moustache. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent most of her time turning over the garden fences, spying on the neighbours. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley. In their opinion, there was no finer boy ever anywhere. That is what I grew up with when I think of Dursleys and the Harry Potter characters. So back before the new year, I decided I would do some fan art using the descriptions in the book. I started out by sketching out a charming family portrait of the three of them standing in the back garden, both holding Dudley together, all dressed in their best, assuming probably after maybe a christening or maybe his birthday had come around, or it was a family occasion of some sort. Despite all their horribleness as guardians to Harry Potter and the like, and their attitude towards other people, they were nowhere near stingy when it come to showing a face in something like a family portrait. They wanted to make sure that they appeared like they were welcoming people. I drew Mr. Dursley in a smart suit and tie, along with Dudley, who didn't have a suit jacket, but I drew him in a little waistcoat, gave him a dicky bow tie, and I put Mrs. Dursley in a white and pink flower little cocktail dress with a red cardigan over the top. The time period in which the first chapter is written is the 80s, so I wanted to make sure that it conformed with the fashions of that time. So I did some research and looked up what was in the fashion back then and stuff like that. I gave Mrs. Dursley like a puffy perm hair at the bottom there. Although, given their age, I obviously assumed that they were children of like the 50s or 60s, so they would carry on fashions and trends from that era as well. Because they were dressed in their best, I gave them Mr. and Mrs. Dursley each a flower to pin to their shirts. Once I finished all the pencil work, I inked into the lines so that my watercolours didn't wash them away. I have non-smudge and I've got waterproof and non-faded inking pens, so I wasn't worried about them getting black ink muddled in with the paint. When I was drawing Dudley, I didn't want to think that he started out as an incredibly chubby baby. I would like to think that he started out thin, but as he grew older and his parents spoiled him, he grew fatter as he grew up. Clearly from all the descriptions in the book. Gave Mrs. Dursley a pretty headband there. I didn't have any decent painter's tape to make sure the paint didn't go all the way to the edge, unfortunately. So I had to mark out the border with my pencil, just to be sure I wasn't gonna go too close to the edge, because I like a nice white border around my drawings and paintings. I used watercolour cakes for this. With a small brush, I did a wash of yellow paint as an undercoat. I wanted a light and happy feel to the painting, with being a family portrait. Originally I was just going to do the background, but then I decided to do the undercoat on the family as well. Once the undercoat had dried, I went back and did more conventional colours for each one. I started off with the skin colours, since there wasn't much skin area to cover. I figured they would take the quickest to do. They went in with a dark yellow and painted in Mr. Dursley's hair and his moustache. I did it layer at a time, so I didn't warp my paper, because I don't have watercolour paper. I use cardstock for this. quickly realised that the watercolour cake white wasn't going to do anything for my painting here, so I took a tube of white watercolour to fill in any gaps that required that colour, particularly on Mrs. Dursley's dress, Mr. Dursley's shirt, and I think that Dudley had a white shirt too, is it? Yeah, he did. It's been a while since I actually did this particular piece, so I'm just going off from what I remember off the top of my head here. Sorry. I painted in Mrs. Dursley's shirt red and did blue for Mr. Dursley's suit. Took a couple of shades to get the right shade of blue for Mr. Dursley though. I think I had decided that those flowers on the chest were meant to be as christening flowers, because traditionally pink carnations are something you would wear to a christening or something. I layered in the colours to darken some of the more shaded areas. I used the white tube paint to whiten the eyes. Took a while for that those particular sections to dry, so I had to work on other areas while I worked for those. I again went in with some of the same colours to layer them up and darken the shades. I gave Dudley the same colour shirt, pants, suits and tie as his father. Kind of messed up one of Mr. Dunn's signs there, so I had to go back in and do it again. I did realise a bit later that I may have made Mr. Dursley look a bit too cute, because from what he's described in the book, he was nowhere near cute, as most people would know that particular word. In this he looks more like a plushie than a grumpy, beefy man. Although one would hope at some stage he wasn't as big as he was described in the book at some stage in his life. Perhaps his obsession with keeping Harry Potter under lock and key encouraged his eating habits. The constant desire to starve the boy. So we're going to have all these nice treats and you get nothing, Harry Potter. I went back in, I kept on layering the colours until they were pretty solid. I wanted to keep Dudley's shirt and pants a slightly lighter shade to Mr. Dursley's, just to emphasise that they were baby clothes. something went wrong while I was recording the voiceover on the trial program that I'm using. So I'm going to have to just say my goodbyes. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and please hit the subscribe button. It's really, really appreciated. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.